Hello everybody, we are back and we are here to bring you Team Infused versus Obscene Gaming. My name's James Banks, Banks Esports. Joining me is Kaya Knight. We are here to cast the grand finals of Epic LAN 14. It has been an amazing event so far. Few delays, few issues, defaults, very close games, overtime.
Cheating accusations,
Lots of best of threes as well,
They've
constantly. We've had everything at this event. Now we've got the #1 seed taking off against Obscene Esports. A team of very skilled individuals. One we're looking forward to. We've got all of you guys from CSGO Lounge here with us as well. The betting has taken place and got underway. They're just going to be vetoing at the moment, and basically once that's all been decided, we will be ready to go with the games. Team Infused have a 1 map advantage coming from the upper bracket, but to be fair, I think yes, it gives you a little bit of an advantage in the sense mentally, but with the caliber of these two teams, I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference.
Well, that's the thing. If Obscene come straight out the races and make it 1-1, then it's literally all to play for. We're back level pegging, and it's literally just going to be a bit BO3 where anything can happen. We obviously saw BO3 between these two sides yesterday, and all 3 maps were ridiculously close. And I believe DE Nuke, which was actually Team Infused's pick, was actually won by Obscene Esports. And they started on the T side, which, as we know, is a lot more difficult on DE Nuke, and I believe they managed 7 rounds, so you just can't rule this Obscene Esports lineup out, particularly with players like Weber and JT taking part.
Well, I'm just going to have a quick look at CSGO Lounge because the bettings have closed. 13,000 people have placed their bets. Infused, 74%. They expected to win. Obscene at 26%. If people are betting on Obscene, you stand to win a lot. 2.81 value. Very nice indeed. Infused, obviously, the value's lower, but more of a safe bet. And we know how people love to do these bets. Just get that little bit more money from their items. And see how it goes. Well, we're just going to check with the admin now. If you give us a bit of roster rundown, Kyle, I know you're one of the most familiar people for all of these UK players, either knowing them personally or playing with them. Give the guys a bit of a intro on each one while I make sure that the admin's on top of things and we're getting this game underway straight away.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we've got Team Infused, obviously. Team Infused for the last few months have probably been the best Counter-Strike Global Offensive team in the UK. They've represented the UK events like G3. Unfortunately, they haven't really managed to break into any majors, but they have had a few roster changes. But the core 3 players are still within this lineup, and the core 3 players being Sack, Red Snake, and Hoods G. Now, if we go back to G3, where they had some pretty good results, where they almost beat NIP, and I think they lost 16-14 to iBuyPower.
They had some impressive results at that event, which
exactly,
I think
especially being on home soil.
And shocked a lot of people because they didn't expect a UK team to do that.
Exactly. It was just a shame that they didn't just go that one step further and actually win a game, because it would have stood out a lot more to the CS community. But yeah, obviously, instead of Crucial and Henry G, the players they had were JT, and if my memory serves me correct, who was the other player? I actually can't remember who the other player was off the top of my head. But talking about JT, he's also on this Obscene Esports lineup. One thing that's worth mentioning is that Obscene Esports, even though Obscene Esports is technically an organisation, this team who are playing under the Obscene Esports tag here are actually a mixed team. Weber and Cryptix, we need no introduction to them. Anyone who was watching the ESL Katowice last chance qualifiers will be more than aware of how close they were to qualifying under the FM Esports tag, along with players like Windansky and Nilzinho, where they lost at the final hurdle up against, I believe, I can't remember what they're called, some weird Pitas or something. It's like a Spanish swear word. I can't remember what they called themselves, but it was a Danish team, and then that Danish team ended up going to the offline qualifiers. And them aside, we've got Jacob. Obviously, Jacob currently plays for one of the Rasta lineups. He played back in Source in Rasta XD with Weber, which was a bit of a prominent lineup back then.
And Rasta right now, they're what? Are they 4th on ESEA EU? In the
something along those lines,
they're right at the top, and they've been pushing hard on that, which again, we're getting some UK talent actually up their levels at the moment.
and we've got Keita. Keita's this player who's always been sort of hovering around at the top of the UK scene. He's always at these offline events, but he's never really been in a proper lineup. He plays a lot of CS. He always seems to come to offline events in mixed teams, most of the time playing with players like Ben and Batham and so forth. And we've also got someone who's currently using a Ukrainian name, but I'm just trying to recall who that player
Weber.
is. Oh yeah, that is Weber. Yeah, Weber's currently using a Ukrainian name.
Weber's just trying to wind us all up from start to finish now. So Weber wasn't happy about decisions on the defaulting maps on the previous game. Still won and got through. Then not the admins, but another team accused him of cheating.
Yeah.
That got washed aside, and I think he's just having a bit of a wind up now, and like, oh, look at you guys,
trying to enjoy himself.
Yeah, trying to have some fun now.
I mean, if we're going to talk about MVPs or potential MVPs and standout players, Weber definitely has to be the main person to focus on for this Obscene Esports lineup. Let's not forget that Weber, he back in the day, back when CSGO was a bit younger than it is now, he played in an Nexus Esports, which was the main UK lineup at the start of CSGO, who, well, a lot of hype was built around them, unfortunately, as every top UK team seems to do. They ended up folding.
Fall down that ladder.
Exactly.
A few months of high success and then crash back down.
Exactly. And that lineup was Weber, Rattlesnake, Release, I believe it was...
It wasn't with MX at that stage.
It wasn't MX, I'm trying to remember his name, Husey, and there's one player who I can't remember off the top of my head right now.
These guys go through, okay, it's not like your typical teams, guys. Like, you might see, I don't know, say Nip and Fnatic and stuff, and they change one or two players. Yeah. In the UK, players can change on their weekly to daily basis at times.
Yeah.
They have stacked up rosters. It's just about trying to find the right formula. Now, I know we've touched on Infused a little bit, but you're saying about MVP for Obscene being Weber. Well, for Infused, HUDG yesterday, it was like watching him play back in CGS days again. Yeah. He was on fire. HUDG has been a pinnacle of the UK scene.
Henry, I think, 25 bombed on Cash as well.
See, these guys, they're the old school. They were like the original UK pros for CSS, and they've come back on this Infused team. They're using their experience. They're helping some of the younger players as well, and they're still actually performing to an incredibly high standard and pulling off them shots that just takes me back in a few years.
In a weird way, it's nice to see the two experienced G brothers, as they used to be called, back from London Mint, take on youngsters, because obviously as the years have progressed, players like Shaq, Crucial and Red Snake have popped up over the years. New talent has come into the scene, and I think when you partner these new young players who are great aimers with players like Henry and HUDG, who have been there, done it all, got the t-shirt and have bags of experience under their belt, that experience they can then offer onto these youngsters, and if it rubs off onto them, then you can end up with terrific lineups. And again, that's basically been the basis of Team Infused in recent weeks and in recent months, including at G3. A lot of people look at HUDG as the main pinpoint within the team, and there's no surprise that people do that, because again, HUDG comes with a huge list of achievements back from Source, CGS as well, so people really expect him to rub off on these players. And I hate to say it, but we haven't really seen Team Infused yet reach the heights which I think most UK CSGO fans would have liked, because hey, we all would love to see a UK team at a major.
Yeah. But
now that they've got even Henry on board, who knows whether this is going to be the lineup that's going to crack it for the UK scene. Obviously, I was quite surprised when they dropped Fearless in favour of a Dutch player in Crucial, but I was speaking to Henry the other day and he seems convinced with that decision, so you've got to take his experience and opinion on board.
Well, Crucial has been performing pretty damn well, and I can see at the moment there's a lot of people in chat saying start. We're just having an issue with the Obscene team at the moment. They're trying to just get the veto system down. There's maybe a little bit of discrepancy, so shouldn't be too long at all. We're literally just waiting for it to start. We'll show you guys they are just warming up and doing the other parts at the moment. Let's bring this up so you guys can see. So you can see we are just literally waiting for these guys to get ready and kick off. Now, I'm going to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about Epic LAN while I've got all these people here. Epic LAN, we're on Epic 14 right now. It's quite a small community event with a huge esports focus, and we're getting more and more teams come here each and every time. People like me and Kyanite come down and doing the commentating now. It's getting better each event. Prize pool's getting higher. We're seeing more players and more teams get involved. But also, I think the best thing about this event is how most of it's friendly community fun, but we get some great games. Like, this whole weekend we've had ridiculously fun, exciting, intense games, and it's all it needs to happen now is just to get a bigger venue and expand a little bit more, and I think it's definitely on the cards for Epic Land at this rate.
Well, one of the main things that contributes to these great games is that the UK, I mean, historically, has always had a superb pool of Counter-Strike players. It's always had, especially for such a small country as well, because when you compare it to countries like Sweden, which are a lot bigger, obviously just how sports works as well, the more people you have, the higher the probability that you're going to have better players in that country. So the UK, for it being such a small country, you think back to CS Source about the amount of quality players they had, you think back to CS 1.6, back in 4 Kings, and even now in CSGO, individually we have a lot of talented players. The main problem for us, or the main problem for the UK, is that no same team of 5 is sticking it out long enough and putting the amount of time and effort
they get one
that
or
they
two
require
bad
to compete.
results, and it's like, oh, we need to change something.
Yeah.
But you look at, as history shows you, from 1.6 CSS all the way to CSGO, the top teams who stick with a team of like 4 or 5 regular players, they're the ones that succeed. They're putting the time in. You can't win it all. You've got to go back to the drawing board and look at working things out, and sadly the UK seem to miss that ideal thing to do.
Unfortunately, but I mean, you know, long story short, the main reason we've had so many brilliant games is because you have so many great aimers, and they play an aggressive brand of Counter-Strike. They play that sort of mixed team brand of Counter-Strike where,
because of what they're used to playing most of the time.
Yeah, and dare I say it's a bit of a YOLO style of Counter-Strike. And in fact, that style, especially with players who are as good as JT and Weber and Cryptix, who's probably one of the best aimers in the UK at the moment, when they play that style up against a more drilled and serious team like Infused, that can actually work incredibly well, particularly on maps like DDoS 2, which really suit a more fluid mixed style of play. But yeah, anyways guys, it is going to be a best of 5 despite what the Epic Land website says, and most importantly, bear in mind that Team Infused, because they came through the lower bracket.
Well, we are going to have Cash as the first map. That has been decided, and they'll be knifing very soon. So shouldn't be too long away now. It's loading up Dust 2, but I'm sure they'll get it changed over to Cash next. And well, I'm looking forward to Cash first. We've seen both teams play on this map, and if memory serves me correct, it was Infused that beat Obscene last time on this map.
I think it may have been. The maps that I definitely recall between these teams, which I casted, we saw Nuke, where Obscene came out on top. We saw Cash, where Infused came out on top, and then Mirage, where Infused came out on top.
The more I'd say team-friendly maps, like Nuke, you can still get away with playing a kind of mixed style on that, but Cash and Mirage very team-focused, and Infused really did show why they deserve to be #1 seed at the moment.
Well, exactly. You think about maps like Mirage, where you want to take over the A bomb site. It's almost practically impossible to take over the A bomb site up against a solid defense, which both these two teams are capable of employing without utilizing your smokes correctly. So for example, you want to push it to the A bomb site, you've got to be able to smoke on top of the bomb site, you've got to be able to smoke CT spawn, you've got to be able to smoke jungle, you've got to be able to smoke on top of the steps. Those bog standard set plays. And the thing is, when you're in a mixed scenario like Obscene Esports, these kind of set plays need perfect communication and perfect all the players need to be working together in parallel for it to be executed correctly. And you expect Infused to have that in the bag, whilst Obscene Esports, because they're a mix, you don't expect them to really have it at the level of perfection required to really unlock a proper team. And I think that's why we saw Infused just about narrowly beat Obscene Esports on, like you said, on maps which are slightly more team orientated.
Well, I think Cash is going to be a good start, and we're just finding out what that second and third is going to be. Shouldn't be long until we go into the knife round. Only one more person needs to connect for the Obscene Esports team, and everyone's got their proper names on, apart from our Russian wannabe friend Weber, so we're just going to have to remember that one, but it's kind of obvious because I've got no idea what that says. I'm hoping he's not just swearing at the audience in
I have a funny feeling
language.
he is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's copy and pasted that from somewhere.
Got onto Google Translate before the match.
Just to cause some trouble.
Yeah.
But one thing, at least we didn't have to have Paint in the final, which meant we could finally get a game on CSGO Lounge.
Yeah, that always helps. Obviously, anyone who doesn't know who Paint is, well...
He caused some controversy, to say the least.
Yeah, exactly, where he sort of fell asleep in the middle of a final because he had one too many pints to drink.
And then came to Epic Land this weekend and just drunk and gamed even more. So Little bit
the
of
admins, basically, here at Epic LAN, you have the bar, and then right in front of the bar is where the admins are all sat. So the admins, rather than adminning, all they've done all weekend is keep an eye on Paint and see whether he's buying one too many drinks.
How many are you getting? You've got to be able to play. We don't want to repeat. Now we have got 10 on the server. It shouldn't be far from going live. Let's get things set and ready. Now guys, let's hear in chat who's going for who. Who's put a bet on Infused? Spam Infused in the chat. And who's put a bet on Obscene? Spam Obscene in the chat. And then we can have a little feel for how many of you guys have bet on who. Let's see if it's really as split as it looks.
So, predictions.
Oh, predictions. I think it's going to go right. I reckon we will see all games played. See, look at this. We're seeing on the.
Do you think it's going to go to 5 maps?
Oh, well, it will. It all depends on how Obscene play.
Yeah.
If they played like we saw them play yesterday, 100%. Yeah, it will go all the way.
Yeah.
But if how they played earlier when they were playing against Perilous, they should have closed them games out earlier, and. That wasn't the team that's going to be able to beat a team like Infused. No way. They were making silly mistakes. They were getting like overconfident. Yes, they were playing Perilous, but at a point it looked like they weren't even going to make it to the final. And you shouldn't expect that from a team like Obscene. Yeah. No way.
I think obviously the controversy that occurred earlier on is probably something that contributed to maybe
mentally,
the Obscene players maybe didn't have their heads fully in the game, but they've gone through that period now. They're here in the final, and. I don't know, if they can just get their heads in the game, they can focus. Again, if they win this first map on Cash, which again Infused won yesterday, then it'll leave things at 1-1 and it'll be all to play for. If Infused win it, it's going to be 2-0 in favour of Infused overall, because Infused came through the upper bracket, meaning Infused will only need one more map to actually win this grand final, because it's a BO5, which literally will leave Obscene with no room for error. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see whether we do see a repeat of yesterday.
Yeah, and well, we just got the maps through, and this is very interesting. A map we've not seen hardly anything of this entire tournament. So starting with is Cash that we're on right now, then Inferno, then if needed, we'll be going to Nuke. Now, Nuke before, that was the one that Obscene ended up taking, and
I'm surprised that no one's really vetoed Nuke.
Yeah, we spoke about this yesterday.
Yeah. But I guess there's also maps in the pool like Overpass and Cobblestone, where I guess teams like Infused and Obscene, particularly in the UK scene, where maps like Season are more popular, which isn't part of the map pool for some reason.
Still a great map.
Still a great map, of course. They probably still prefer to gamble on trying to get revenge on Nuke rather than try and play on an Overpass or a Cobblestone. And to be fair, I don't really like Cobblestone, so I think good choice from the teams. But I do like Overpass, so it's a shame that we're not going to see that map feature.
Yeah, well, we're literally just waiting for one more Infused member to join up. It's Henry G. I'm guessing he's just sorting some setting out, maybe having a last-minute smoke before we go ready. But I am excited for this. Cash, Inferno, and Nuke. We're going to be getting underway with a knife round very soon, and I'm getting pretty hyped for this now. We got loads of people joining in, trying to see what's going to happen in this game.
Terrorists win.
I'm going with Infused with my gut feeling, but it all just depends on how Obscene play it out.
My gut feeling says Infused as well. What worries me about Infused is, rumour has it, based off what I heard from people who sat behind them yesterday when they were playing in the upper bracket final, was that when Infused lost on Nuke, there was apparently a bit of friction between some of the players.
You can't have that, not in a game like this.
Particularly in this grand final, because if players start turning against each other, players stop listening to each other, then that can only spell one thing. That word is catastrophe. So Team Infused, they've got to keep their heads in the game, and especially when they've got experienced players like Huds G and Henry G on the team. They're very tough players as well. They can't take that kind of thing, particularly Henry. So yeah, we'll see how it turns out, but I'm probably going to say that Obscene are going to take Cash. I've got a funny feeling that they're going to take this first map and take us to 1-1.
Yep.
However, I can definitely see Infused winning it overall.
I can see people are screaming about full screen. We are not live. We haven't even had the knife round yet, guys. We're just showing you the warm-up so you've got something to look at, rather than just our faces all day. You could have our faces if you want all the time, but there's not really much point of us giving you full screen warm-up when...
I don't think people want to see my face all the time.
Oh, I want to see your face all the time.
Okay.
Look. the nervous twitch there to move away. Kai doesn't play that.
Yeah, I was joking. Here we go, we're going live.
Well, we're going straight into the knife round now. Here we go. Epic LAN 14 Grand Finals. Infused versus Obscene Esports. Starting on Cash. Second map Inferno. Third map, if needed, will be Nuke. Infused currently have a 1-0 map advantage. Obscene need to make sure that they win every round they can and stay focused throughout this. Infused, they need to come here and prove why they are the best team in the UK.
Yeah, we'll certainly do. And whilst this knife round goes on, notice someone was asking about why Fearless is no longer in Infused. Well, the answer is Fearless was a part of this newly resurrected Infused lineup. However, very recently they decided to get rid of Fearless and swap him out for Crucial, who Henry told me he rates higher than Fearless. So Fearless, I don't really think we're going to see him around too much, because I spoke with Fearless the other day and he's told me that apparently he's decided to quit Counter-Strike, which is...
That's a huge loss for our scene. He's such a talented player. He used to regularly stream, play, give educational content as well. Like, I love watching that guy.
Well, in my opinion, he was the best author that we had in the UK.
Oh,
the best dedicated
so.
author. I mean, who have we got left, really, other than Spuds, who's not a dedicated author? We've got players like Weber, who's capable of authoring certain maps.
Well, I've liked seeing Chance from Perilous. If you watched a couple of his games earlier, that guy was hitting shots, like incredible AWP shots.
Yeah, I'm good friends with Chance, actually. He said he'd come see me, but he hasn't stuck to his word.
Oh, he's not giving you the love yet.
No,
we can go see him afterwards and we'll go say, what's going on, man? What's going on? We're
Take the
picking
piss
you
out
up.
of them losing. But anyways, here we go. We are live, and well, look at this, a 4-man stack coming out from Obscene straight to the B bomb site, and well, they're all going to run into each other on the B bomb site. The T's coming through, JT with one, Jacob joining in on the action, down goes Crucial, and Red State now surely is going to get gangbanged from behind. And well, that's the thing we spoke about earlier on, Banks, how these mixed teams, when they do things out of the ordinary, it's very easy to surprise teams who are very drilled and do bog standard things like Infused, and Obscene are 1-0 up.
Obscene 1-0 up straight away, just like you were saying then. That Infused had no idea that anything like that would even happen. That you just wouldn't expect a risk like that. Well, Obscene took the risk, it paid off for them, and now they are 1-0 ahead. We can see all the FAM assists from the Obscene team. Infused going to be making their way towards the B bomb side again. They're going to aim to get this bomb down. What I like watching about Infused, often they go for the smoke style. Okay, they just got mowed down that round, but what you got to watch out for Infused, they get the perfect smokes down and they go for these ninja plants, and they do so well in these bomb sites.
What I think Infused would be really disappointed with there is that obviously if they manage to plant the bomb either on the pistol round or the second round, it'll give them enough money to buy up for the third round, which means that they'll most likely be able to prevent Obscene from taking an early 3-0 lead, particularly on a map like Cash, which is pretty even but slightly more tilted towards the CT side. So
Definitely
they are on the Tech
side.
9s, and they've brought up armor and helmets, so they're going all in here.
Well, look what I was saying about the smokes. I can see it on Infused. They've got all the Rec 9s, as we like to call them. They've got the smokes down, a couple of flashes and some Molotovs. Watch where they're going to place the smokes now. They're going to put one on the other side of this red box to the right there, and they're going to aim to get the bomb down right away. We've seen it time and time again, and look, Keita's got himself in a good position. The bomb's been taken down. Henry G dropped it. They won't be able to do it this time around. Keita was ready for it. Red Snake gets one with the Tech 9, but it's going to be a little bit too late. They won't get that bomb down. JD's got it on lockdown, and it's all up to Chuck right now to take on 4 members of the Obscene lineup. He won't be able to do it. Weber finishes him off, and Obscene get a clean 3-0, and only one player died that round as well. They had another round where they had all 5 members alive. Their money's going to be looking pretty good.
Well, it was a big gamble from Infuse. Again, they didn't just go for Tech 9s or Rec 9s, they went for the armor as well, and they, again, failed to plant the bomb. So they're going to try and force the buy, pretty much because they need a goddamn round on the board. But Keita's got the AWP, the CT's still playing with 2 FAMASs, and JT and Cryptics with the M4s. I'm not sure if I fancy Infuse for this one, and look how aggressive Obscene are going, it's just far too easy.
JT getting up 2 massive kills there. Jack did manage to get 1 himself, but was not going to be enough in a situation like that. Obscene are playing such, not mixed style, but just such clever play. They know that Infused is a drill team. They know that Infused are using these tactics. We've been watching Infused, and we understand what they're doing on a regular basis. They need to be changing this up if they're going to have a chance to get a few rounds off Obscene.
It will certainly do. The bomb is going to go back towards the back of mid. The bomb on the back of the XMTW man. in Husg. Cryptics, the Obscene player, to hold the A bomb site all by himself from the quad or slash MBK area, as it's known to some people. So pretty mid-heavy here from Obscene Esports, but it does look like they're going to split two CTs, one on each bomb site. The smoke is going to come in. That smoke from Red Snake should smoke the upper area. Another one will smoke CT spawn, and Team Infused, well, they're going to take a gamble here. They have a CT in checkers in JT to deal with. They don't know where he is. He gets one frag. Red Snake with the double, and maybe now Banks Infused will finally get this bomb down.
They need this round desperately. They're getting themselves into position right now. Hudg gets one onto Keedy. He's going to go for the bomb plant. Had to change up though. Hudg's got 15 health left. And Cryptics takes him down. That nade was coming round for him as well. 10 seconds was left on the clock. 4-0. And even when Infused looked like they had a chance, it was just snatched right from them. And Obscene now at 4-0. Infused trailing behind.
Trailing behind indeed. And well, Infused, they haven't really gotten a break. I don't think they should have gone all in on those Tech 9s. We can see now how it has a domino effect, how it has a knock-on effect. And taking a look at the scoreboard, JT, the ex-Infused man, is currently top of the scoreboard. So he definitely seems like he's hungry for revenge against his ex-teammates.
Well, we are on a pistol eco round. We've got some Tech 9s and P250s, but Hudg gets Keita down in the face with the Tech 9. And it is a 4 versus 4, but all the weapons are in the hands of Obscene, and all that Infused have got to do now really is just kind of stick together. If they can go grab Keita's weapon and smoke it up a little bit. They haven't got any smokes at all, and Hudg can make his way into B right now. Jacob might have heard him there. We've got Weber looking at checkers. Weber gets the shot onto Hudg there. Nice simple kill for him. 3 versus 4, and well, Infused, they need to make a move of it. They need to work out what they're going to do. Cryptic's got the Molotov grenade ready, and if Infused continues to push, they're going to walk right into it.
Yep, and it looks like they're going to put all their eggs in one basket towards the A bomb side, but there's a lot of firepower coming in from the CTs. Cryptic and JT taking out the Infused trash. Leaving things at 5-0, and it's just been far too easy for Obscene Esports so far. And what worries me now is that I'm worried that Team Infused will let their heads start to drop, and because we know what happened yesterday on Nuke. But because they came through the upper bracket, they still have a 1-map advantage. So even if they lose this, it'll still be 1-1.
Yeah, they've got a round to play with, or so. They've got a map even to play with, sorry. And I think Team Infused, they don't need to be less worried, but it gives them some time to rethink, understand what they're doing. My biggest worry about Infused is they're just sticking to their normal strats right now. And look, Jacob's going to get boosted up. Crucial gets the better of him though, and that's the start that Team Infused wanted. JT though, nice flick shot, takes off the head of Crucial. Weber onto Chak. 4 versus 3, and Team Infused, they started off just how they wanted to. JT's just seen one of them coming through the door, and Infused, even when it's looking good for them, they just couldn't hold it together there. Red Snake though, he's going to go and try change things around, gets the kill onto Kiza. Hudg is in the door. JT looking down towards middle, tags a couple of them. Henry G on 27 health down there. Team Infused is just having to fall back straight away now. They need to regroup and work out what they want to do. But look at that shot. Weber still waiting in the B bomb site. Gets the kill onto Red Snake. It's 3 versus 2 right now. Hudg and Henry G, the double Gs left. Can they do it?
Let's see if the London Mint duo can do it. They've left it very, very slow. I mean, we can see how JT, has pushed main. He knows it's most likely not going to be in A with 20 seconds to go. It's given Cryptics the time to rotate round, and he's just going to get an easy double. I want to see more fast-paced Counter-Strike from Infused. Play Obscene at their own game. They've been far too slow. They keep peeking Obscene players one by one, particularly up against players of JT and Weber's quality, especially when Weber's playing with the AWP. He'll pull the trigger on you and he'll make you pay the price. And now Keita has picked up one as well. So a double AWP setup coming in from Obscene, and Infused, an all AK setup. This gives them more versatility. I want to see good, fast-paced Counter-Strike from them.
The problem here for me with Infused is they're too predictable. They've used these tactics, and we've seen it all throughout this tournament. They needed to rethink last night. They were like, we're through to the finals, we've got some time to think. We don't have to play a game this morning. We need to come up with some new strats. We need to be less predictable. But right now, Obscene know every move that they're going to make, and they're making it so slow. Infused need to focus, get their head back in the game if they want to stand a chance of actually doing anything in this final right now. 6-0 is, obviously we're on the CT side, but this isn't the Infused we're used to seeing.
It definitely isn't. And maybe, just maybe, the pressure's getting to him. The pressure of course, having to represent an organisation. The pressure of potentially losing up against a mixed team. But here we go, Weber yet again. Mr. Brandon Weber, Weber with the double, looking for more. Jacob ready for him there with the crossfire. And again, just far too easy for Obscene Esports. And I hope it doesn't stay like this, Banks, because so far, all we've seen is an absolute whitewash from Obscene.
Well, look at this on the scoreboard right now. Red Snake 4 for 7, top person on Infused. No one's even in double digits. We're 8 rounds in right now. Kind of says how this map's really gone so far.
Let's see what they're going to do now. Team Infused on an eco for Rec 9s, and we know how good the Rec 9s can be. Red Snake breaks through mid. The ex-Infused man JT with a double, leaving both Chak and Hudge G, his ex-teammates, very, very low on HP, both bleeding internally. On the phone to a medic, and it seems like Banks, they're going to try and fall back and go towards A.
Yeah, they're not committing. They're not confident in themselves. You can see it with how they're playing right now, and well, Chak, Crucial and Hudge G, they've got their work cut out for them, but it is a 3v3. Can they make it work? They've got the Rec 9s. Weber though, if they head towards this B-bomb site, Weber just has been unstoppable with the AWP.
And I think they need to try and avoid him. Granted, Cryptix
Massively.
has done very, very well, but we haven't really seen them work him too much on the A-bomb site. Normally, there's Molotovs put down in front of A main, there's smokes put down, but in this case, it seems like the CTs have run out, and they have run out, but here we go. The Tech 9s up close and personal is where they do the most of their damage, but look at this, Jacob is quick on the rotation. Oh! Great play from Jacob, the double nade comes in, JT's damage helps out. And Obscene Esports make it look simple yet again. 8-0 the score.
This is absolutely ridiculous. Obscene Esports 8-0 up right now. And, well, even when Infused look like they've got a glimmer of hope, someone from the Obscene team comes in with something ridiculous and just steals it from them, ripping their hearts out.
Well, again, Infused were too slow. They gave that extra player in Jacob time to rotate. And throw that nade.
yeah, massively. And Cryptix right now got himself in a good spot.
It would have been much better if all the 3 players had just pushed Cryptix at quad, gamble on getting that kill, and then use a red container to cover themselves to at least plant the bomb on an eco round, because that should always be the aim. But even that didn't materialise.
I think, like you said, the main problem really is that Hudge G got the kill, but they all went for the one person. They're not playing smart.
Were really low on HP as well, so they were worried. But look at this, Jacob. They know where he is now. Let's see if he can do damage.
Oh, wow! Team kill coming out from Chak there onto Crucial. He does manage to get Jacob, but he's down on 9 health. Keita playing it smart with a nice flash there. Weber gets 2. Tries to get the 3rd, gets taken down, but Keita finishes it off. The double AUX setup in B is doing wonders right now for Obscene. 9-0, and, well, I'm lost for words now, Kai. I'd never expected to see this.
Infused look lost. I can only hope that Cash isn't their pick. Particularly when when Infused, I believe yesterday, I think they had a more solid T side up against Obscene on this very same map than CT side. But look at this, Weber yet again. There's the opening frag with him with the AWP as Chak comes in to pick it up to make sure the CTs can't salvage it. And as far as the setup is concerned, it's quite B heavy from Obscene, and they're not really, they're playing mid very passively here. And I don't blame Obscene Esports for doing that.
Yeah, well, Chak has the AWP up for Infused. Personally, I'd rather put that on one of the G brothers, but you never know, they must have a plan with this, but they need to make this work. Now, Cryptix gets the kill onto Hudge G. Just every time it's a good flash comes out from Obscene, all at the right time, and Infused, they've got no reply for it.
I mean, honestly, Team Infused is more like Team Confused at the moment rather than Infused. As Cryptix locks 2 on short. Henry gets the return frag, but JT is there to follow it up. And again, it always seems like Infused, when they decide to execute, they just can't get those return frags.
Now, is this fair to call this a choke?
Well, a choke is more when, you know, you're on 14 or 15 rounds and you're so close to winning and then lose. In this case, it'll be a choke if Obscene Esports go on to lose the game. So let's just see how it materialises, because so far it's It's been far too one-sided. Weber with the AWP only manages one, and finally something for Infused to scream and shout about. Jacob, though, coming from behind with the double, one of which is a headshot. But look at how fast this rotation is from Obscene.
Well, that was a retake and a half of Jacob with his USP power towards the end there, getting 2 kills. Weber coming off with his aggressive AWP shots, and 11-0 right now. Infused, I can only imagine what they're being like in that room. I wish I had a camera just so we could see what's going on right now, because as you said, they were having a little bit of problems yesterday with how they were talking to each other and how they were acting. That can demoralise you straight away, and if this continues to go this way, I can imagine some chairs and tables being flipped.
Well, let's hope that if that does happen, it happens nowhere near us. But look at this JT aggro again. Zach was just holding the angle. I mean, Obscene haven't just been better tactically, but individually as well, the players have been on point. And maybe this has something to do with Obscene, because they played the lower bracket final this morning. They're probably slightly more warmed up than Team Infused.
Oh, nice shot from Hudge G though, and this is the man I want to see with the AWP, not Chak. Chak's known for being a good rifler. Hudge G, top man with his AWP. Henry G opens up the A-bomb site as well. This is the Infused we want to see, and finally, they might be able to get a round on the board, but I'm not going to count Weber out of it. He's got 100 HP and an AWP. He might potentially be saving it right now, but we've seen it many times from Weber. He does the unthinkable.
He does, and well, he looks like he is going to try and go for the unthinkable. He's got a heck of a load of frags so far, and he's hungry to get these frags. As Hudge G, his ex-teammate in a Nexus, as a matter of fact, the player who I forgot from a Nexus was actually Hudge G.
There we go.
Going back to a few minutes ago, but no, he's not going to go for it. He's going to fall back. He's going to get a frag as well. There it is, Weber onto Hudge G, and let's see if they're going to let him save it. They know exactly where he's lurking. No, they're not going to play. Smart decision from Infused, especially when you consider how bad their current financial state is in comparison to their opponents. I mean, Jacob and Weber both started off this round with over $13,000 each. That is a heck of a load of cash. No pun intended with this being cash.
Heck of a lot of cash on cash is always a good one. It is finally a round on the board for Infused, and well, it's not a little too late. They just need to get the rest of these rounds realistically and have an amazing CT side, and we could be in for a top game. And Crucial gets the first kill of this round. Nice headshot onto Keita. That's exactly the way Infused wanted this game to start off. They need to grab that momentum, and they need to start really pushing through and grabbing some of these rounds that they've just been throwing away.
It's very, very aggressive from Jacob. I don't think Chak knows he's there, and again, Chak goes down early on, and maybe, just maybe, Banks, the nerves are getting to him.
Yeah, it could be the choke we talked about. Well, Weber holding his angle. He plays this so aggressively, so open, but the rest of the Infused team are on their way to this A bomb site. Nice flashes going out already from Obscene. Maybe a little bit too early. They've got to be careful. The Molotovs go out as well. Crypt is going to get a nice nade in. That could do some serious damage. Oh, it just narrowly missed them. Now they're getting attacked from middle. Huge shot from Cryptix. Taking off the head of Red Snake. He gets Henry G as well. JKM onto Hudge G. And oh my god, they just kept it too long. Infused waited way too long. Gave the time for Obscene to get prepared and ready. And they just threw the round away.
That was some really, really dodgy business from both JT and Cryptix there on the A-bomb site, aiming at people through the walls. Maybe Flush has been teaching them how to lift their mouse properly by the looks of things.
Oh, Kai, you can't say that.
I'm joking. These guys are legit, but here we go. JT already expecting someone to be coming over boost, and Jacob and Weber both holding the B-bomb site. Out goes the smoke. And again, you know, Banks, this Obscene defense hasn't really changed too much, but they haven't really needed to change it.
It's working.
Infused haven't asked questions of them, and like you said, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
My biggest problem for Infused, they're so predictable. I could literally tell you what they're going to do round after round, because it's either the same split or the same way they rush onto A. They use the same smokes every time. Try something a little bit different. Try a fast tactic, and oh my god, JT comes round, takes down Hudge G straight away. He was scoped into one of his teammates, and this is not how you want to play it. Cryptix gets one, JT's taken down another. Only 2 members left for Infused right now. Shaq's been spotted. He goes down as well. All up to Henry G right now. 28 HP. He's going to go down at the hands of JT. USP headshot. There's only one more round left of this half, and currently it's 13 for 1. This is embarrassing.
It is. I mean, regardless of whether this finishes 14-1 or 13-2, Team Infused, come the CT side, they've got no choice but to win the pistol to stay in the game. Talking about winning the pistol, they've got practice now, Banks, because they've got 5 Tech 9s to try and work with, and it seems like they're heading straight towards the A bomb site. Cryptic's hiding in this corner. They're all going to run out towards him. Double from Cryptic. Out comes the P2000, but down he goes thanks to Red Snake. And let's see what Shaq can do. He's going to, well, most certainly do something. Grabbing a headshot onto JT. Bomb going down, and they've picked up M4s as well.
This could be a round that Infused desperately need right now. Can they hold it together? But Jacob's not going to let them have it. Red Snake onto Weber there. Oh, nearly does it. Nearly takes down Keita as well. Jacob's coming around the side. He spots Chat, gets the kill. Only Red Snake left right now. Red Snake pinned from both sides. Jacob comes in. Keita gets the defuse. 14-1 first half to Obscene. This is crazy.
I think one significant thing to mention there, Banks, is notice the second Infused decided to go for a Tech 9 train or something fast and furious, they actually got the bomb down. So imagine what they'd have been capable of doing if they probably had AK-47s in that kind of situation. Granted, as soon as you push in up against players like Cryptics, obviously because the CTs have the positional advantage, you are going to lose men. But get the bloody bomb down, because I don't think we really, throughout that entire last T-half from Infused, I don't think we saw them get the bomb down more than 3 times, which is appalling.
And that's really going to affect your economy. And, well, as we saw, they were just in that awful cycle of buy, eco, buy, eco. And they couldn't even get anything to work for them. But here we are into the pistol round. Infused set up quite nicely in A. The T's are running in though. Chat gets one. Crucial gets another. Crucial's now having to fall back just a little bit. He's getting fired at heavily. Nice headshot onto Jacob from Crucial. Currently 1-man advantage for Infused. They need this round 100%. Hudgey's coming from behind. Cryptix looks for him. Hudgey gets the better of him though. Takes off his head. And it's all up to Weber. Weber with 99 health. He's at the back of the A bomb site. Crucial's got the bomb. He's pinned down. Weber is in a tricky situation. Crucial's going to go look for him. Tries to get the kill. Can't quite land it. Finally gets it. And Infused win that all-important round. But 14-2, they've got a long way to go.
The comeback is real. Hashtag believe in Infused.
That is believing and dreaming at the same time, Kyanite. I will eat my hat if they manage to do this.
You haven't got a hat.
I'll go buy one.
But here we go, the Rec 9 buy, the Rec 9 train coming in towards the B bomb site. No surprise here. Let's see what they can do. They've got Hudgey to deal with. They deal with him accordingly. Red Snake falls as well. And wow, Crucial there, getting the frag just in the nick of time to prevent the bomb going down.
Crucial though, he did manage to get the bomb down. They will happily be able to plant it now. Cryptic's got a FAMAS as well. I'd be very careful. Look where Weber is. Weber gets taken down by Chak though. Jacob onto Henry G. It's 2 versus 2. The weapons are in the hands of Team Infused. They need to get this. They've got the guns. It's all up to Jacob now. He's just switched around position. He's hanging around checkers. Comes just below Vents. Crucial finishes him off. Crucial will get the defuse. And another round on the board for Infused. Now, 14-3 it will be, but still, that was an eco round that nearly went in favour of Obscene.
Definitely was. And we saw Infused try and replicate that themselves, but they had little to no luck up against Weber's AWP, whilst Hudgey went down straight away, and, well, Red Snake didn't last too long either. And scoreboard-wise, well, I mean, look, we've got 3 Obscene players on over 15 frags each, and no one from Infused has hit double figures yet, which explains why they're so many rounds behind, 11 to be exact. They have no room for error here.
Well, we're looking to see what Obscene's going to do this round. They're all grouping up at the moment. They're staying together. And this is the difference. Look at this. They wait for the fire to go. They're going to head up now, get a boost on. All going to play it smart. Infused have got to be so careful. Henry G is right at the bottom. Crucial's looking up top as well. It's going to be a timing thing. They come out, all looking and firing. Henry G gets one, but he goes out in the hands of JT. Hudge G replies. Crucial gets one onto Jakem. Only 2 members left alive for Obscene. But Infused have got the weapons. The rest of them are going to head into A. The bomb goes down. Jack gets the last one onto Weber. 14-4. Infused now only trailing by 4 rounds. 10 rounds even. 4 rounds.
4 rounds.
That would be their dream situation.
I thought to myself, well, hold on, did I go to sleep for a few rounds?
Yeah, you might have had a nap.
Well, judging by the Counter-Strike we've seen so far, it wouldn't surprise me if I fell asleep. But, no, I'm just kidding, guys. Stay awake, don't fall asleep. Don't take my advice. 5 AKs coming out from Obscene. The boost is going to come in, and this is what I want to see, more aggressive defense, as Henry himself likes to call it. He likes to see it on Banana, and we're definitely seeing it come in from the G-Twins here on Cash. Just putting that smoke down, getting up close and personal, allows them to not only control vents, but allows them to prevent the T's push shorts, which means if the T's are going to try and hit one of the 2 bomb sites, they're going to either hit A from 2 choke points, which is either main and the door, or the B from the single choke point, which is exactly where Red Snake is looking there. He doesn't have to worry about the vents area or anyone potentially creeping into checkers without him realizing.
Well, 14-4 is your current score. Remember, in maps that they had an advantage Infused, so they get a 1 map for nothing, for playing nothing, for just coming from the upper bracket. Obscene desperately need this map, and if they do, it's going to put them in such a good position. And then we'll be going on to Inferno, which we haven't seen much of at all this event. Obscene, though, right now they've got the guns in their hands, and this is the round that's really going to kind of determine the pace for the rest of this game.
Exactly. If Obscene manage to get this, then most likely going to see a 4 spy coming from Infused. It will leave Obscene on match point, but here we go. Cryptics to try and unlock this Infused defense. Does so with 1. Red Snake only on 13 points of health. He falls to his death as well. And is the bomb going to go down? Weber applies damage onto his XNX's teammate. And Obscene, you know what, they're not in too bad of a position to protect this bomb here, but Weber's got to try and dodge as many grenades as possible. And in fact, in a 3 versus 1, yeah, I don't fancy him. 14-5 should be the score now, and fair play to
Weber
Infused.
had got the spray onto Hudge G at the top that time, might
Things
have
would
been
have been a lot different,
situation,
exactly.
but couldn't quite make it happen. Infused are slowly racking up the rounds back and forth. Obscene, they just need to close this out and need to think smart. I remember last time when we watched these 2 teams play on this map, the Obscene did struggle on the T side, but they were able to get a few rounds, so that's literally all they need with such a fantastic CT side. Now, 14-5 is the current score, still in favour of Obscene, but Infused 5 rounds in a row now.
Believe. Weber pushes up, spots 1, sprays and prays, double from Weber. And well, it's little moments of magic like that which explain why Weber and the rest of his teammates have really, so far here on Cash, Banks have been a level above their opponents.
Massively so, and that kind of opening is what's going to be the difference between taking this or not. That's all they needed, Obscene. They needed this little boost of confidence. Jakem comes out, goes into a firefight. Doesn't actually manage to tag Red Snake at all there. Crucial still spotting at middle, and it looks like the Obscene guys are getting ready for a B push here. They're taking it slow, they're taking it cool, calm and collective. JT's just got to be careful at this situation, and I thought Weber was going to shoot Jakem there.
Oh yeah, he's a bit low on HP. He's on the phone to a medic, and Red Snake could put his name on the frag, and he has done, but they are going to still come towards B. Crucial, all eyes on mid, but Red Snake needs to try and hold himself. Him going down now before his teammates rotate could be catastrophic, and he does go down. Crucial with the AWP only drops 1, leaving it 1 versus 1. And hey, Sack, no pressure, mate, no pressure.
Shaq needs to get this. This is an incredibly important round 1v1 situation. The bomb's down. Nice use of the incendiary grenade. It's going to go down, but it's not going to get anywhere near Keita. Keita's probably in the best position he could be in right now. He's just got to keep it calm. He's got to keep it defensive. Flash is going to go out from
Great
Shaq.
flash.
Brilliant flash, but it has gone behind him. He gets the better of him, and Shaq saves the day for Infused just in the nick of time. And, well, a good attempt from Obscene that time, but Infused just got the better of him.
I thought he was going to throw that flash a little bit differently, and then he moved his crosser after saying it was going to be a good flash based off Keita's position. However, scoreboard-wise, JT, Weber, and Jacob. I mean, in fact, all the Obscene players, even Keita, who granted isn't doing too well, they've all been on point. To be fair, the main reason why Keita isn't doing too well is because he's the AWPer, and he's quite a defensive and passive AWPer. And the rest of his teammates have been going aggressive in like little pushes, and they've been the ones who have been removing the oxygen mask on what's left of Infused, and they've been the ones who have been getting all the frags. So don't let the scoreboard fool you. But as far as Infused are concerned, again, no room for error. One mistake and they hand match point, or map point at least, to Obscene Esports.
Well, 14-6 is your current score. Infused 5 rounds in a row, and they only had 1 round from the previous half, but they're looking to change this around, and this would be a comeback and a half if they manage to do this. Obscene now being very careful. Look at this, Keita's just scoping up, Cryptix is in the backup at middle. They've got this nicely pinned down, and they've just got to be careful and make sure they're watching every angle right now, but they need Keita to kind of pick someone up in this situation. They need to just get this early entry frag and be able to open up onto a bomb site. HUDG coming around now, just going to check middle. He doesn't want to, he wants to make sure that none of the T's come round. This could be dangerous, so it looked like he was going to pop out just then. Jacob now making his way towards B. Someone needs to get this entry frag. It's JT and Jacob looking like they're heading into the 3 bomb site. The nades and flashes come out towards them. Weber and Cryptix though might get a boost on here, and oh nope, they're falling back. God was looking very dangerous, but look at this great position. Weber's got himself, and he gets 1 kill, but Crucial and Red Snake are doing the work in the B bomb site. Nearly a double there for Crucial. Cryptix finally takes him down. HUDG finishes off Cryptix. The timer goes, and Obscene just so unlucky. They're just being too slow in that situation. Rounds that almost look winnable, and they still just can't grab it.
But they do have room for error. They've still got 7 more rounds to try and play with and unlock this Infused defense. Granted, they haven't won a round though yet on the T side of Cash, but that might change come this round. They are only on Tech 9s, but again, little moments of randomness like that are sometimes exactly what you need to change things round.
Well, I wouldn't want to go against Obscene with their Tech 9s. We've seen it time and time again. They really do keep the Rec 9 name in full effect. Now, Obscene, they do have the AK-47 of Weber this time around. He managed to pull it in from the last round. If he can get an early pick onto the A bomb site, flush out one of the CTs, and the rest of them assault it, this could be the round that they get on the board, because they have the confidence when they're playing like this. Henry G and Hudge G, they're playing middle and vents right now. It looks like they know it's going to be an A. They've kind of done the scouting information. People are pushing rounds out of position, and they just need to be careful, because if Obscene wait again, this isn't going to work.
Yeah, but Infused are ever so slightly B heavy, but here we go. The T's have been spotted.
Nice.
Weber saving that AK last round, putting it to full effect. Woo! Henry falls as well. And maybe this is going to be the Obscene round. Banks bomb should go down sometime soon. I think it's been planted for main, judging by the Obscene positions. And well, let's see what Red Snake and HUDG can do with those M4s, and it's going to be incredibly tough for Crucial with the lack of versatility that AWP offers him. But no, he is going to get a frag, and they know where these last terrorists are because of the spawn, the plant, sorry.
1 for Crucial. HUDG gets another. HUDG gets the last one, and even when it was advantage majorly to Obscene, they couldn't hold it together. Main plant on Cash is not the way forward for these guys.
No, but the good news for Obscene, again, they've basically managed to do what Infusers struggled to really do when they were terrorists, which is plant the bomb when you are ecoing. They pushed all in together, and that's the Tech 9 is at its most dangerous when it's up close and personal, and Infused were running into places one by one, so Obscene Esports showing us exactly how to play an eco round on the T side of Cash there. As the nades and molotovs fly over boost. Talking about being boosted, looks like we're going to see Weber be the first man to get boosted. Henry G took a bit of those nades to the bottom right, so they've got to be really careful because he is lurking in that area. And in the meantime, JT's just going to watch his teammates' backs. But look at this crossfire from the G-Twins.
Yeah, they've been playing that very well at middle. They just need to be careful it doesn't become a little bit too predictable. Flash goes out, they're not checking vents just yet. Needs to look at HUDG. He did just spot him.
No.
Oh, Cryptix looked and didn't take the shot. He's right underneath him.
The AK is going in.
There we go. Oh, Cryptics did go down, but Keita came in, got the kill. And now they have to be careful if Hudgy does go in vents. No, he's fallen back to the B bomb site. 4 versus 4 right now. And, well, the Infused team look pretty solid in their positions. In this situation, it might be better for the T's to head on to A.
Well, Infused know that they've given up mid. They're just waiting to see the first glimpse of that bomb to decide which bomb site to dedicate to, and the amount of smokes and flashes going on towards A here suggests it is going to be an A push.
Oh!
Crucial with the double tack, doing the work as well. 3 overall from Crucial that round. And like I said, I was talking to Henry earlier on during the week, and he told me that he does not regret swapping Fearless out for Crucial whatsoever. Yesterday, we weren't too sure with his judgment, but to be fair to him, he's played extremely well so far today, especially when you consider they've flown him in all the way from Holland. So, good job from him so far. And let's see whether him and his teammates can keep it up.
Well, 14-9 is your current score. It was 14-1 at the beginning of this half. Infused are tearing their way back into this game. Hudgy's got to be careful right now, though, because he's literally just hiding around that corner. If Jacob checks it, he's going to be in for some trouble. Oh no, Jacob doesn't get it. Cryptics though does reply. Trade for trade kills. They're going to try open up on this B bomb site. The smokes go down. Cryptics into the Molotov grenade. And they just need to keep their eyes open. Red Snake right up top. Smoke's going to go and cut off the terrorist. Nade goes down. Could be... Oh, very dangerous for Red Snake there. He goes down. Could this be the round for Obscene? They need to get this bomb down. They need to get themselves in a good position. Weber, though, he's checking from behind. He knows Henry G is coming. Gets the better of Henry G with the Rec 9. And look, picks himself up a gun for the kill. Cryptics in a great position. Got plenty of health. Got his flashes and smokes. Jack, though. JT didn't need to go out. Crucial onto Cryptics. This is not what they needed to happen. 2 versus 2. The bomb is down. Nicely done by Weber onto Jack. They need to be careful of the bomb. And there we go. Finally, we're going to go to match point. Keita grabs the last kill. Takes it to 15-9. And oh my god, after 10 rounds, we finally see... Sorry, 9 rounds, we finally see 1 round go in favour of Obscure.
Henry's going to be incredibly disappointed to be taken down by Weber there, trying to flank from behind with the Tech 9, especially when he had an M4. If he'd gone in that frag, it would have probably ended a lot differently. But Obscene, they finally... They're not on cloud 9 just yet, but here we go. Jacob to push straight into the B bomb site. Obscene know that that's where they had success in the last round, and they're going to try and repeat that success. Hudgy all by himself until the backup comes in.
Oh!
There is the backup. Crucial with 1. 2 crucial kills from him, and it leaves Weber to try and clutch the round, and this isn't going to be easy. Look at where the bomb's been dropped.
I wouldn't put it past Weber, but he's got his work cut out for him indeed. He hasn't got a HE, but he's got a flash and a smoke. He could use the smoke wisely as a distraction and try and flash them out, but they're in very good position here, and Henry G and Crucial both on the top of their game right now. He comes out, uses the flash to try and get a bit of attention drawn his way. Weber moves in. He just needs one of them to make one bad move. Crucial though comes around, looks for him, gets the kill. 15-10, still in favour of Obscene, but Infused getting ever so close. Now, one thing we need to note on here, we haven't really covered, is the money for Infused. They've won all these rounds in a row, but it's still not that strong. That's because each of these rounds have still been really close. Obscure just can't seal the deal.
Well, it's more expensive for the CTs as well. So, for example, whilst the terrorists, when their money is tight, they can afford a proper AK, we see players like Red Snake have to go for the FAMAS, which is significantly weaker. But here we go, the Rec 9 train comes in. What can Shaq do to prevent the push? Henry putting that AK to good use. Double from Henry G, triple from Henry. And well, Crucial's going to try and come in.
Oh!
Gonna get the headshot
Gets it
as well.
for his teammate's leg.
15-11, no room for error for Infused. And if Infused manage to win this one, then they will knock Obscene back onto an eco. So let's see what happens. Obscene, it wouldn't surprise me if we do see him, as a matter of fact, even if they do lose this round, maybe try and gamble on the force buy, because in a weird way, Banks, they've had more success playing with the Tech 9s than they have done with actual AK-47s.
Some of their closest rounds have come from the starting of the Rec 9, maybe with a little AK input. Now, they're going to take this round a little bit slower, get the boost up. The CTs are playing middle a little bit different to what they have been, which means it's a good sign. Infused are changing it up a little bit. Nice one by Jake though. Crucial gets punished for going aggressive. Red Snake's there as well. Is he going to push out at the same time? Oh, huge from Jake and takes off the head of Red Snake. This could be it. This could definitely be it. Trunk's got to take down 4 members of Obscene right now. If he wants to keep his team in the game, we could be going to 1-1 right now and straight to Inferno. This would be huge for Obscene. Give him such a confidence boost to come back and do the unthinkable.
Yeah, in particular, we're hearing that Cash was in fact Infused's pick.
Oh!
So, well, yeah, ending the round in style, or ending the map in style there from JT. 25 frags for him and 26 from Weber. The game, obviously, after the first half, I don't think any of us expected it to end up being this tight, but it goes to show that there well and truly is little to nothing between these two sides.
What an incredible game. We saw the first half, 14-1. It almost looked like Infused was then going to go on to the CT side and repeat the same dealing, but Obscure just that little bit ahead of them. I loved the way Obscure played their CT harp, so aggressive, so confident. Infused didn't know what they were doing with it. Infused failings this time round was they were too predictable, they didn't change up their style, and they're a team, they should be solidly together. You could see within them, they didn't know what was going on, 1-by-1 entries, and it's not a one-man game, you need to play as a team, and they should know that, being the actual team in this situation.
But anyways, guys, next map is Inferno, and we're going to go for a quick 5-minute break, and then we'll be back. So the skins are on the line, don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys in a few minutes' time.
It won't be long because we've just heard they're going to be knifing for sides right now. So literally, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the second map, which is Inferno. I've been Banks Esports. This has been Kyanite. Don't go anywhere.